Good morning, everybody. This is the Saturday morning Swampcast. I'm Swamptree Sater. I hope y'all are having a lovely day. So check it out. This week, I just want to tell y'all a little bit about what it's like, what's been like for me since like after I got out of prison. You know what I'm saying? I went to prison for trafficking, flagrant non-support, where I didn't pay a bunch of child support, a whole lot of things. Um, I finally got everything caught up, my child support and everything like that caught up. I beat recidivism. Recidivism is where you go back to prison uh within 3 years of getting out. Okay. And I think it's like 1 in 10 people beat recidivism. The rate's real low. Because it, a lot of times people have a hard time dealing with, they think they're getting out of prison and they think they're going to be free, right? And that's not the way the system works. When you get out of prison and you're on parole, you're still in the custody of the state, so it feels like you're out and you're free and you can do what you want. And sometimes if we put ourselves around people that aren't necessarily going to respect that, you know what I mean? They aren't going to respect that you have a chance at freedom and you're not really free, then it's going to be harder for somebody to get with what the system has in store. You have to deal with parole officers. I dealt with 4 different parole officers while I was on parole. So, um, let me start this chat up here. Nobody's watching yet, but that's okay. So, um, feel free to ask me a question. All right. So the way I got out of prison, first time I went up to the parole board, they give you what's called a flop, where they extend out when you're going to see the parole board. They gave me 15 months. So when I come up that next time, they gave me parole. And at the time, I was supposed to get out, I think almost in February, and they ended up letting me out at the beginning. I think it was December 10th, maybe, that I had gotten out of prison, right? So when they put me out of prison, I had a plan to go to my aunt's house up in Tennessee. I come out of um, Lee Adjustment Center in Kentucky, Lee County, and I was at a halfway house in Paducah, Kentucky. And here, let me share this out real quick. Sorry, this is a little bit of a slow part, but that's what you have on your live shows. And I am not that organized yet with this. Talking about life after prison. All right, now it's shared out. Maybe somebody will come ask some questions. Okay. So, since I've gotten out of prison, I've had a couple jobs. I've gotten some cook jobs and stuff. I had some GI Bill left from when I went to the military, so I I, I used my GI Bill, and I was working pretty much food service jobs until I got my welding certification. Well, I got my welding certification, and I, I used my welding certification to go work at a little company here in town called Oliver. Um, I worked there for a while. Then I tried the union. The union, I had to go to Nashville every day, and it was causing me to drive like almost 4 hours a day, 9 hours at work. So going to the union, it was more money, but in the end, it was way less time for the money. And it was hard for me to spend time with my family. It was a lot less time spending with family. And I would rather spend more time with my family than make that little bit much more money and have zero time with them, because that's how that's how it ended up being. And I was working 6 or 7 days a week, and I was hardly ever home with my family who I was providing for. So um while I was in the union was when I was going to LA Film School. I got my associate's degree from LA Film School. uh my first name's Justin. I just don't go by Justin though. um I only go by Justin to like people in my family. Really, most people call me Sater. My whole life, I've been called Sater. The football team called me Sater. The military called me Sater. Uh, my homies in Owensboro pretty much all know me as Sater. So if you don't want to call me Swamp or Swamptree, you can call me Sater. I've been going by that my whole life. That's why I put my family name in my artist name, because I'm here to represent for family. And the funny thing about family is that sometimes the people that are closest to you, sometimes or like most closest related to you, like by blood, like children, parents, significant others, sometimes they can't see what you're doing until it comes to fruition. And I think I have a little bit of that going on with me. I think there's people in my life that think that um my music thing is like a hobby, but at the same time, those people see me with an associate's degree in music production and know that this is what I want to do with my career, and see me rapping every day. And they also see me on their social feeds and uh so it's kind of like Acal said one time in the song. He's like, the it's crazy that the strangers will have more love for you than your own family. And what he's saying is your family don't not love you. It's just that they don't have the same perspective and the same vision as you. I don't think I could fault any other human for not having the vision I have for myself and my brand in this music and entertainment thing. I mean, right now I am rapping. It's mostly rap. I kind of sing some choruses, and I've wrote a lot of beats. But I really want to get into more songwriting. I have wrote a lot of bluegrass songs, like songs that I could use for rock songs. When I'm rapping, sometimes I don't have the vibe of, like, usually I go with the vibe of the beat for the subject matter, if that makes sense. But when I'm songwriting, I will sit down and write the song and have like a light melody in my head about the song. And then the music comes. And I'm having a like the part where I'm finding is like the most complex puzzle for me is, how do I write a song saying whatever I want and then write the music to that song? So that part of creativity is what I'm pushing myself into, because it's out of my comfort zone. My comfort zone, the way that the school taught us to make beats and stuff like that, you start with either a chord progression or like a simple drum beat that you can add on to later. But you have like an order of operations, um, like not a set order of operations, but it teaches you to try continuously doing chord change, then drums, then put a bass line, then put a melody over it. Or like, if that's the way you do it, then do it that way. Whatever's easiest for you, pretty much. I don't even know if I'm loud enough, and there is no one in this live. So I'm gonna keep going. Show must go on. I was gonna be like, screw it, we're gonna stop, but I'm not gonna stop. I'm not doing this for the live shows, really. I'm doing it to post it afterwards so y'all can know more about me because eventually people are gonna want to see these videos. I know that for a fact. They're gonna go back and watch. And the reason I know this is because there's people in this game where I went back and watched everything from the beginning. You know what I mean? There's people that I look up to in the independent music lane, especially the independent rap lane that I look up to. And I went back and looked at all their videos. So I mean, maybe eventually I can take this down, but for right now, I'm gonna rock with it, man. It's important to my brand to be consistent. I'm not going to be on here like just talking all the time. Next week, I want to have it set up to where I can put some unreleased music on here for y'all. I'd like for people to be in the chat so they could talk to me. I have a lot of new music out. So before I end the stream, I at least want to talk about that. I just uploaded a new single. It's called Victim of Fate. And there's also another one called Living Tomb. Victim of Fate and Living Tomb. Victim of Fate is over on IP Johnny's. If you look on his music, it's under IP Johnny, Jonny. And if you type in Swamptree and IP Johnny into your music app, there's a bunch of collabs that are gonna pop up there. We have a project that we were working on that we're not going to release. I don't think we're going to release all the songs right away. We're going to release several singles, and then I think we're going to put the whole album exclusive on Spindat. If you follow me and you don't have the Spindat app yet, SPNDAT, you can find it in Android and Apple. Go get Spindat. Follow me, Swamptree Sater on there. I have exclusive music on there, and I'm dropping another exclusive song on there today. I also have my album dropping September 23rd. It's going to be called Southside Sunlight Volume 1. It's a bunch of motivational songs, in my opinion. I don't know if I can get on here and play you guys a song, but I'm going to try it out and see if it works. I was looking up some stuff last night for y'all. Here we go. So this song right now is available on Spindat app, and this is the only place you can get this song. Let's bump it one time and see if y'all. It's called Shama. You hear that pussy and the man, you hear that pussy and the man, I'm the man. You hear that pussy and the man, Shama. Show when your motherfucking show out there. You hear that pussy and the man, you hear that pussy and the man, I'm the man. You hear that pussy and the man, show out when your motherfucking show out there. I sit back in my woods, this ain't the mainstream. Since I come out of the hood, still in the same team. Ain't trying to hear what I should, don't care what they think. I activated my blood, I let it change me. I got that pain side, I bet you do too. You gotta reach down inside to pull it out of you. To feel the weight of the world, it's part of being a man. Take control of your life, you gotta play out the plan. What that man say, damn. What that man say, damn. What that man say? Did I stutter, motherfucker? I go right back, holding up that light. This rap dope, my flow so bright. Look into it too long, you really will go blind. To all the bullshit, make you lose your mind. Puffing on a kind butt, what kind buds? King size us, create kings like us. Wifey in my clutch, compliment my buzz. Telling all the junkies just don't do drugs. You hear that pussy, I'm the man. You hear that pussy, I'm the man. I'm the man. You hear that pussy, I'm the man. Show out when your motherfucking show out there. You hear that pussy, I'm the man. You hear that pussy, I'm the man. I'm the man, man. You hear that pussy, I'm the man. Show out when your motherfucking show out there. Really what I'm saying, I'm the motherfucking man, ho. Whole time power could be with the sandboat. Sprinkling with the stamina, stone cold on the mic. Feel like Randy Savage, I'm about to take flight. Elbow drop from the top, then I'm winning. Throw a spear to start, bring the bill to finish. Better have a rep to pull me off, cause I'm a dog. Calling out the kettle, cause I ate the beat raw. Damn, what that man say? Damn, what that man say? Damn, what that man say? Did I stutter, motherfucker? You hear that pussy, I'm the man. You hear that pussy, I'm the man. I'm the man, man. You hear that pussy, I'm the man. Shama. Show out when your motherfucking show out there. You hear that pussy, I'm the man. You hear that pussy, I'm the man. I'm the man, man. You hear that pussy, I'm the man. Shama. Show out when your motherfucking show out there. Yeah. I just whipped your ass. All right, so that was Shama. It's available exclusively on Spin That app. You can find it now. It won't be exclusive on there forever. It's a sneak preview. If you go on there, you play the spin, you can hear it's going to be on the new album coming out September 23rd. All right. The next one I want to play for y'all, me and let me tell you a story behind this. Okay. So I had a dude hit me up and he was like, let's get on a song together. And then we got on a song together and he put this guy's name in the song. I was like, what the hell? So he did end up fixing it, but I had already talked to dude beforehand before I even made the other song. So I just want to put that out there. And actually what became of it is the guy I made the song with, Woodchuck, he was having issues with all these rappers, and all these rappers we were already kind of in communication and everything. So I'm not really here to beef with people. I'm more of a peacemaker type person, problem solver type person. If anybody has their individual beefs, that's on them. I'm here for the art. I'm here to spread the message that, you can go from a needle junkie meth head to somebody that's trying to pursue and live their dreams, that has a family. If somebody attempted to try to have families a couple times, and, I at the time I took them as losses. You know what I mean? I took them as losses, and I should have took them as lessons. And I learned a new way of life that allowed me to see things in a little bit better of a perspective. So that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to spread the message, spread the perspective that there's more than one way to skin a cat. There's more than one way to kick addiction. If you tune in on Tuesday, it's going to be me, Jake, and Old Skeet. We're going to be talking about music. We're going to be talking about recovery stuff too, because I want to be able to talk to all my guests about, their prior drug use, because I do have prior drug use, and it's important to be talking about that in this country, because we got homies that are dying for fentanyl. You know what I mean? The awareness needs to be out there. I mean, I've been in the game. I did the hard drugs. It wasn't the best way to live. And in the moment, you get kind of caught up in it. And a big thing about it is like hopelessness and stuff like that. You know what I mean? You start feeling like you're so far behind that there's no way you'll ever be able to catch up. And I'm here to tell you that you can catch up. You just have to fight really hard. And you have to take all your shame and put it on a platter and be like, look, that's it, it is what it is. You can't sacrifice your whole life and your whole self and who you are as a person for the benefit of everybody around you, because then you never reach your final form. You feel me? So that all that being said, in this rap game, I have several aggressive songs. I have several songs that essentially would be beef songs, but I'm not really naming nobody. I mean, it's all for the art form. You see what I mean? Um, and I get it. If you beef with somebody and the skill level or the passion for the beef is off, either way, it's gonna make it funky for everybody involved. Um, so why do that? You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna do me. I'm gonna work with who I want to work with, regardless of what they got going on with anybody else, unless it's somebody I know in real life. We're in a world of independent music. You see what I'm saying? If I'm talking to you on the phone about real conversations about friends, family, and how's your mom, and how that thing you had last week go, and stuff like that, and somebody has a problem, then that's different. You know what I'm saying? It's like how TNT Dad says, come at him, that's fine. Like, leave everybody else that I love out of it. So for me, it's more about the art. I want to make dope songs. I want to work with artists, and I want to write, like, I want to be like, oh, I'm gonna write with. That's what I did with Tone the Bone. I said, man, I'm gonna write. I'm gonna write. I seen Tone the Bone 86 in his name, and I was already listening to his stuff a little bit, and I went and listened to all his stuff. And I was like, man, I'm gonna write this song, man. I hope this dude digs it. You know what I'm saying? I want to do that, like catch the whole vibe of an artist, and then hop in on that vibe, or like create a bridge between my vibe to their vibe. You feel me? So speaking of vibes, it's all in the name. King Kush. I have been wanting to write a straight up smoking song for a while. So what ended up being my smoking song is Green Man. I think I don't know. It's up there for me. It's one of my favorites. But without further ado, White Gator, King Kush, Swamptree, Saterday, Green Man, White Gator, King Kush, Swamptree, Green Man. I'm that Green Man. I be in the woods with the trees. I'm the Green Man. I can put the leaves in the breeze. I'm the Green Man. What you want, I get you what you need. I'm the Green Man. Green Man. I'm that Green Man. I be in the woods with the trees. I'm the Green Man. I can put the leaves in the breeze. I'm the Green Man. What you want, I got what you need. I'm the Green Man. Every time, baby, marijuana smoke is what I blow. And I'm going to find this finest weed the gods have ever known. I've been dying not to baggy ziploc, zip the hefty smoke. In the interstate when I touch down, I keep it on the low. I don't talk to strangers, I got kinfolk everywhere I go. Probably riding shot and catch a body for me, that's the code. I'ma throw this hammer and watch them shatter like the dab. You can roll the blunt up, homie. I'm a parker laid with glass. I'm that Green Man. I'm a falling trees man. When I smoke them green, I be feeling like I'm He-Man. Got that glassy eyes, and you know Saturday morning Swampcast live on YouTube, 10 a.m. Central, every Saturday. I'll be playing my unreleased music and some music I think is dope from independent artists. I feel like I'm dreaming. I'm the Green Man. I'm the Green Man. I be in the woods with the trees. I'm the Green Man. I could put the leaves in the breeze. I'm the Green Man. What you wanna get you what you need. I'm the Green Man. Heavy hitters, chilling clouds. I'm so high I can't come down. King Kush got that chronic crown. Trees, I'm the Green Man. I could put the leaves in the breeze. I'm the Green Man. What you wanna get you.
chilling class. I'm so high I can't come down. Can't push out the crown and crown. Say the short of smoking down. Show them what the South about. We bring that fire by the pound. You smell us rolling through the town. We about to shut the circus down. I don't have grams, ho. I got ounces on hand. I got 4-finger lids, but it's only for fame. I got smoke, I got thunder, lightning striking this land. Heard the breeze go through the trees, saying swamp the green man. Smoke that marijuana, and I know that I be cheating. I be smoking, I'm believing, I'm sleeping. That marijuana that gets you when you're creeping. Got me thinking I'm gonna die, but I'm just tripping. I'm just geeking. I'm at the top of my high, and I'm already peaking. That's my greeting from Mother Nature's the peace that I've been seeking. I love it. Mary Jane is my witness. You defeat me, I'm at my knees. I need a high, so please forgive me. I be smoking the grease, I be smoking the grow. You know, something keepers be ready to go. Got rappers that can handle the token, but keep for a reason. I smoke to you fold. And rappers that they be spitting like gold, but I be spitting and ready to roll. You know, fuck what you heard, what you been told. I'm the green man, yeah, I'm the king man. I be smoking free, cause I'm a free man. In my blood, I got TSC, man. I got me bleeding and smoke for no reason, but it's my season. You sucky as hell, but you still breathing for your lungs. Feel the heat, I'm cooking, I'm getting that cheese, man.
That's that green man. That's that green man. Out here in the woods with the trees. I'm the green man. Smoke it up, dog. Yeah, Green Man. So I really like that one, man. It's a whole vibe. If I had the money to get it out there and promote it like that, I would. Maybe eventually I'll do that. I got several songs I want to do that with, but it only takes one of these songs to take off, y'all. It only takes a moment. One of these lives could go viral. Uh, eventually. I actually had some people in my live last time and made them a little bit more jumping, but shit, I still got shit to talk about. You know, that I wanted to play Green Man because life as a felon, after you get out of prison, it was crazy. I had never heard of no CBD before I went in. Like what is that? And I only did 2 years. I didn't do very long, and I come out. Several things had changed. Really, there was a lot more phone in the face. Beforehand, like it was like everybody cared about whether their location was on or not, and then when I got out, it was like, oh, they could see, so it don't matter. It was weird. And the general vibe of, you know I guess I was just locked up during most of Trump's presidency, so I guess I was missing what everybody else was on about it. But from my perspective, because I haven't been able to vote for a while. From my perspective, I just want to remind everybody, what I'm saying. You know, I think it's messed up that there was this assassination attempt, whether it was a hoax or whatever you believe. I don't believe it was a hoax. I believe, um, that I've done a little research. You know, of course it was online, but I mean, it, if it was a hoax, if they faked that, that's still messed up. I don't see how they could have personally. Uh, Regardless, there's a story that's played out on the world stage. There's some stuff we are meant to see, and there's stuff we're not meant to see. Um, like if you, I feel like some of the stuff that's said on the Joe Rogan show should be paid attention to. I used to listen to Joe Rogan a lot when I was working in the factory and stuff. I don't I'm not current on Joe Rogan as much anymore, but he was saying something about cobalt mines, and they were run by China, and China's selling the goods somewhere. Um and it seems like the rest of the world's economies are kind of catching up to ours, and that's why the dollar is losing value, because the American work and the American drive and the American product is not, I guess, as quality. Um, you know, on all my socials, pretty much, I get a lot of support. I think it's because, people are following me and I put mostly my art on there. And I started on my TikTok, I tried to do something different because I don't really necessarily care for TikTok. If you follow my TikTok or see my TikTok videos, you probably know that. Um, but I've been using TikTok as like a social commentary, like not necessarily political commentary, but like I'll make comments about how the DARE program teaches kids way more about drugs than it really needs to. And that, in high school is probably a more appropriate place. I mean, I get it. You're trying to get it to let them know before they encounter it. I learned in fifth grade. I think I was 10 years old, maybe 11, something like that. Um, they were trying to tell a 10-year-old about the dangers of PCP. And as an adult that actually knows the dangers of PCP, now I've never personally done PCP, but I've talked to plenty of people that have done PCP and I've watched a bunch of videos and I can pretty much get the gist of how it would probably make you feel. A 10-year-old is not gonna encounter PCP. I haven't I've been around pretty much every drug you can imagine except for PCP, and I think I've been around wet cigarettes a couple times, like in the hood, but I like turned it down. You know what I mean? But let me tell you right now, a 10-year-old has no business knowing what PCP is. They pretty much group PCP, LSD, ecstasy. They're like, all these drugs are bad, but here's the names of them all. Here's the specific name. Here's the medical name. Here's the scientific, and then here's the chemical name in case you need to know what chemical. I mean, 10-year-olds absorb information, you know what I'm saying? But they can't absorb experience. And to me, that's pretty crazy. I mean, I always tell people, like, your perspective has got to be that, maybe you don't know everything, because if you already think you know everything there is to know, then you have to eventually back up off of that. Something's going to get proved wrong somewhere. You know what I mean? And leading into that, that's why I wanted to play this next song. I just dropped this song it's featuring IP Johnny. We did all these songs together, but we're going back and forth doing the features on each other's distribution. But this one's called Living Tune. You can get the gist of it here in a second.
Yum yum, baby.
I know you love me, bitch, but just know that I hate you. I would do anything to never be a slave to. The spell you had me under, put me in a living tomb. Inside my tainted mind, I keep the attitude of doom. I won't live a big, I won't cry or say goodbye. You let me in, thought my friends, you tried to show me life. You had me spun, you made me sick, I tried to find a line. Then I look back and now it crossed it, I was way behind. Thought you was dope until you showed me just what dope is. You had me dizzy in the tizzy, had me losing focus. I copped the real, burned it down and put the plug on notice. We're all stars now in the dope showbiz. I know you love me, bitch, but just know that I hate you. I would do anything to never be a slave to. The spell you had me under, put me in a living tomb. Inside my tainted mind, I keep the attitude of doom.
I know you love me, bitch, but just know that I hate you. I would do anything to never be a slave to. The spell you had me under put me in a living tomb. Inside my tender mind, I keep my attitude of doom. You had me broken, had me stuck, I barely made it out. I thought you loved me like I love you, but you kept me down. Kept saying I would quit you, but I kept coming back around. I put you in my arm until I'm falling out. Holes up in my wrist, yeah, broken promises. I told myself every time that I'd be done with it. She turned my life to shit, took everything quick. Man, I hate this bitch. I know you love me, bitch, but just know that I hate you. I would do anything to never be a slave to. The spell you had me under put me in a living tomb. Inside my tainted mind, I keep the attitude of doom. I know you love me, bitch, but just know that I hate you. I would do anything to ever be a slave to. The spell you had me under put me in a living tomb. Inside my tainted mind, I keep the attitude of doom.
Yeah, wrote that one about, addiction. Let's see. Here's one I do have distributed. It's a little bit older one, but I wrote this one because everybody's like, "Oh, what's up, King Kush? Hey, bro, can you hear me? I've had. Can you hear me, bro? And let me know if you can hear the music too." I wrote this whole song. I think I mixed it too. You can't hear the music? Damn.
Everybody is a problem, huh? Nobody got solutions. Seems like I've been sent to solve them all, but I ain't talking shooting. If they turn up and trucks, they'll say that I ain't country. I can rap on hoes and blunts and cars and rims and money.
What up, Tom?
I just work 7/10s. I already earn respect.
I take care of my kin.
I came to rap America. I hail from deep down south. I came to talk my shit that's right.
I came to run my mouth. Fuck living with no doubt. Fuck what they talking about.
Came back from the bottom. That's why I'm bringing bounce. I know how to party. That's why I bought an ounce of some sticky icky green. We gonna turn it to a cloud. Make my shit in house. Who gon' stop me now? Who really tell me how? I'll be chilling on the couch, chopping down a pound.
4 different kinds of loud.
The smell got a sound.
Sound hear it outside the house. You a problem? Well, not for me. I switched the style up on you fucking wannabes. I switched the game. Jump out the streets. Swamptree the name, baby. You ain't stumping me. Got me a problem?
No, not for me. I changed
The style up on your fucking wannabes.
I switched the game. Jumped out the streets.
Swamptree the name, baby. You ain't stumping me.
You think I back down? You got me fucked up. I'm running tracks now. I feel my heart pump. I make that bass boom.
I make that snare snap.
I make that crowd jump.
Triple up that hi-hat. From the mouth of the muddy to the Tennessee sticks. For the good time buddies, for the Dixieland chicks. I don't even know the lane.
What's a
Run
road
from
to
the
a
plane.
plane? Stay up out of my way. What's a truck to a train? Why I start rapping? Well, let me explain. I gotta get out the insane shit I got stuck in my brain. Out onto the page before I feel with rage. Turn
I'll figure it out next week.
In the cage. I ain't never going back. Just got off a road, tweaking every single day. Was murdering my soul.
With
If I need
YouTube,
some peace of mind,
share it
I'm
on your
hitting back
screen.
roads. Wifey riding shot and you
Like
gon' make a wind blow. You a problem?
Oh,
No, not
okay.
for me. I changed the style up on you fucking wannabes. I switched the game, jumped out the streets. Swamptree the name, baby, you ain't stumping me. Oh, you a problem? No, not for me. I changed the style up on you fucking wannabes. I switched the game, jumped out the streets. Swamptree the name, baby, you ain't stumping me. I got more problems.
Then just 99, I got beer getting warm, my fish on the line.
I got law needs more. I got plant my seeds. I
I
got
got weed needs rolls, she got ass needs squeeze. Probably good oil change and probably better tires. Always showing up on time cause I ain't getting fired.
coffee in the pot.
Need to make a buck.
Punching on the clock. Gotta make a buck. Getting in the overtime, breaking my back. If you on the job with me, ain't cutting no slack. Big bag grizzly, I don't run with the pack. Soon as I hear whack, I'm on the attack, got a head full of knowledge and visions of doom for you and your crew. If you try to pursue every one of my people, yeah, they got problems too, but I'll be damned if the problem that I'm stuck on is you.
All right, so that one there is not a problem. I pretty much wrote that because I heard being a problem, and then it was, all these problem songs. So I was like, oh, you a problem? No, not for me. I switched the style up on you fucking wannabes. You know what I'm saying? Just something new and different shit. I wish I knew how to screen share to where I could do that QuickTime thing, but I can't figure that out. I'm gonna get the StreamYard going. I'm gonna pay for the full version of StreamYard here shortly because yeah, I need to be able to be broadcasting to all my apps at the same time. It'd be a lot better, and everybody would get the notifications all at once. But I'm glad y'all are tuning in now. I've pretty much been talking about life after being a felon, how my life has been a little bit different. I haven't been able to get certain jobs. Hell, I just applied over to the Domino's, man. It's because I have a theft charge from when I run out the sheriff's office with the handcuffs on. They say I stole the handcuffs. I guess it was because I embarrassed them quite a bit when I had done that. I had 5 people in custody, and one walked right out the front door of the courthouse right in the middle of Owensboro. I'd be pretty embarrassed if I was in charge of those guys. You know what I mean? So I totally get it. Well, what I'm going to do now is just letting y'all know, yeah, popping in football was what? Hell yeah. What's up, old Skeet? Old Skeet's going to be on Tuesday, man. If y'all want to tune in Tuesday for the Swamp Talk Tuesday nights, old Skeet's going to be my guest. We're going to be talking about his music career has been very interesting. He's a big part. He's like an OG for a bunch of people in the game. I talk to him on the phone a lot. I get some advice from him, and oh yeah, we got plenty new music coming out together. I've been writing this song on a Shotgun Shane beat. It's called "Dance Forever." I couldn't figure the hook out, and old Skeet put it. I was singing drunken Irish pub tunes along with the melody in the song that Shane had put in there. But he did something different with it, and I like it way more. He put this like the old school Waylon Jennings, like the talking at the beginning and the end. Like here's a little story. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty cool, man. He did a cool thing with it, and if old Shotgun Shane ever hops off his TikTok lives and returns my messages, we can get that one rolling. He will, though. I'm just messing with him. I know he's busy over there. I've been watching him on TikTok. It's funny. Apparently, I need 1,000 followers on TikTok to go live on TikTok. I really don't. I don't know, man. But I guess going live on TikTok while I'm bumping a bunch of my own music would be pretty cool. Like every once in a while, I'm really trying to get the Spin That lives going on too. Once I start getting some people tuning in for this live, and they're hanging out, and they know it's going to be every Saturday morning is going to be the Saterday morning Swampcast, and they tune in. We're going to be getting more structured. I want to start talking about each one of the rooms. Yeah, TikTok is lame. I don't like using it, but it will get the word out. I think their algorithm's a little bit better because of the short form. You know what I mean? So I've been pretty much doing all like social commentary on there. You know what I mean? And it's funny because people want to get political, but they can't get political because it's a social thing. So kind of like a social experiment. I've done that my whole life. If you're a type of person that likes psychedelics or you're kind of trippy, you know what I'm saying? I feel like as an individual, you kind of want to test things in society a little bit more. It gives you that break of perspective of like, okay, well, I know what I learned in K through 12, but how can I further educate myself or adjust my perspective to where things are a lot more, peaceful and, you know, if you take a look back and step back sometimes and change your perspective, you can see a whole bunch of different things a lot clearer. Like for instance, I don't have a vote, right? So I'm not even looking for like researching political candidates. Everybody I know is voting Trump. I'll just say that, except for one guy. He's in the union. I guess that's what his union's on. You know what I mean? And he's never Trumper too. So, but I get the perspective of someone like that because they saw Donald Trump the same way I did before he even got into politics. He was on the Democrat side. He was very Democrat heavy leaning with all his business endeavors, working with unions and stuff. You have to understand that Donald Trump, you work with unions and mobsters in New York, if you know anything about that culture and do any research on the culture of New York and the developers and stuff, do some research on who his dad was, heck, if you really want to open your eyes to some stuff, research Freemason hand symbols and then just start looking around on your phone screen again after you kind of familiarize yourself with the higher level of the secret society hand symbols, and really you'll start to see that you know Donald Trump was the big TV guy. He was the guy that said you're fired. You know what I'm saying? I I fail to forget that every time I see him talk. And lately, when I see him talk, there's a lot of fear mongering going on. You know what I'm saying? He's saying this is going to be the worst ever. This is going to be the worst ever. This is going to be the worst ever. And I remember when he said that the first time he got elected. So I'm not hating on Donald Trump at all. In fact, I believe he will probably win. They just come out and said the expert who predicted all the other elections predicted Kamala's going to win. But at the same time, when you're watching satire, when you're watching this stuff play out, man, you just gotta keep your head on your shoulders that we're all Americans. It's gonna really divide us if we go, oh, they're voting for this person. Well, fuck them. You know what I mean? That's not gonna help us as a country or a society, especially when stuff like what's going on in Aurora or Illinois and stuff is going on. They're trying to suppress things like that. They were trying to suppress when people took over. What was that? Portland. I had a homie that was living in Portland. And they said it was wild as fucking crazy like that in the streets. You know what I'm saying? And I'm all I mean from this is don't get complacent. I don't I you know. Here in Homewall, there's only Trump flags flying. And, on my news feed, maybe it's because of my algorithm. I only see Trump things on my algorithm. You know what I'm saying? But I have a Trump song coming out where I was angry about the assassination attempt. You know what I'm saying? I'd be just as pissed if any political candidate had an attempt on assassination, because it really is, even if the elections don't work per se, I believe your vote is in your pocket right now. I believe your vote is dollars, right? We just got to keep in mind that we're all Americans, because when shit hits the fan, we're going to need everybody. No matter how divided or together we are, we're going to need everybody if shit hits the fan. If somebody flips a switch and then I've always thought this thing where, what if there was a communication network of legal foreign immigrants that are here that are just, in wait, sleeper cells just waiting to activate. You know what I mean? But you got to understand, this is a mind that went through, you know, top secret military clearance training. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have a geopolitical background in my mind. And also I was a linguist, so I understand the Korean culture, like back to like ancient times when Korea first formed, and I understand that the Korean War, they call it the Forgotten War. They really don't, even in textbooks, they really don't embellish that much on it in basic world history textbooks, because Korean War was literally China versus the US. There was US pilots that flew against MiG pilots in the Korean War, like Russian MiG pilots. So that was like beyond Cold War. That was like pre-Cold War, actual war, pre-Cold War. And it's called the demilitarized zone because there's been a ceasefire over in Korea, and there's never been technically an end to that war. And that war, since those countries were formed, that has formed a political media story pretty much every election cycle. Like if something's going on that they don't want us to pay attention to, they'll go, "Oh, North Korea is threatening missiles again." You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, something's going on over here. North Korea is threatening missiles again. So, right. Exactly, because and what's sad about it is that the Korean people as a culture, ancient culture, they're all one people. And geopolitical war came in and took those people's land and divvied it up to play their war games. You know what I'm saying? Um, I am a veteran. I do have that perspective of we shouldn't be dropping bombs on people that are not even that technologically advanced to drop bombs. That's just how I feel about it. You know what I mean? Uh, I am very militaristic. I'm a heathen. I believe in gods of war. I believe that if something's encroaching on your peace, then it's in your responsibility to go for war, to war over it, and also it's your responsibility to defend what's yours. You know what I'm saying? You have to have a boundary. Now, I'm not saying like build a wall, but I'm saying at your house, you have people that come over to your house, and then when they say and do something, certain things, you know what I'm saying, you can be like, "Hey man, don't put your muddy boots on the coffee table. That's rude." You know what I mean? Or they'll be like, "Hey man, we don't smoke in the house. That's rude. We just don't do that here." Those type things. Um you have to relate that to your community as well, or you're going to have people that are taking advantage of the kindness of your community. Like I see it here in this community in Homewald. We when I first moved to Homewald, we were kind of having the COVID thing hit in 2020. And after the COVID thing opened back up, like 2022, late 2022, there started to be people in front of the Walmart here in Homewald, and there wasn't never people in front of the Walmart here in Homewald before, like at least that I had seen. And now it's all the time. It's normal for somebody to be up at Homewald, just like people with a car, and then there'll be somebody out there and they'll have like a dog, and then they'll have an empty gas can, and they'll say, "Just need $5 for a tank of gas," and then you get it, and then like you can see them from the time you go to the store to the time you come out, and there'll be 3 cars dropping them off money and stuff, and they're still sitting there, and then you go back 5 hours later and they're still there. Like it's not that big of a town. Like you already hit everybody. Now we all know you're not really trying to get gas. You know what I mean? Because it's the type of town where somebody's going to help you out if you're in need. You know what I mean? Somebody, "Oh, you need $5 for gas? Here, go, man. Go ahead and be on your journey." But it's more like a situation where people coming in town and they're like, "Oh, I could take advantage of this. I could put my boots up on the coffee table, and I could fucking smoke in your house, and no one's gonna say shit." You know what I mean? And because I'm all for it if you're chipping in, or I'm all for it if you're being real. I'm all for it if you're like, "Look, I don't want to work. I just want to stand out here and ask for money from everybody." I would have way more respect than somebody being like, "Oh, well, I just need $5 more for gas to get down the road," and then sit there for 2 days with that same story, man. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And it's coming up on 11. I'm about to sign off. I appreciate everybody that stopped in. Y'all are all my dogs. You know what I mean? And some people are going to see this at a later date. They're going to get to know a little bit more about me. That's what this is about. I want people to know about Swamptree, who Swamptree is, what we got going on. I got new music coming out with King Kush, Old Skeet, Tone the Bone. We got Shotgun Shane tracks. We got uh solo album next month on the 23rd, Southside Sunlight. I got singles dropping all the time. Me and IP Johnny are starting to rev it up again, and we have like 10 dope songs for y'all coming out, already written, just being mixed. And I've been talking to a lot of new people too. So the network is building, guys. We got some secret stuff in the works. I got a prospect South Lorenzo Cole track coming out that I'm on, and I got Big Bowdy Johnson. I just sent the invite out to everybody over on Facebook. If y'all could check out Bowdy Johnson, he's different, man. He's something special. He really is, and I'm looking at getting him on the Swamp Talk show as well. He's out of Chattanooga, but he goes all over. He's in Atlanta. He's on the East Coast. He's got family everywhere. I got who else we got in here? I'm really excited to see what happens with this Lord Lewis and Shaka Man thing. Um, I have been in talks with Bucky. Bucky's a cool dude. I've been trying to work with him. We've been trying to get something set up. I like his style a lot. He's got that new school Houston flavor. And Shaka Hustle Man is the shit, bro. I've been listening to Shaka Hustle Man for a while. And I like what he's doing. He's got that whole squad over there, and those guys are like just pumping each other up and blowing each other up. So, like I like that our vibe too, where we got Tone, Kush, Skeet. There's a couple other guys branched out from there, but I like this little core of guys we got going on here, man. We're making good music. We got some good artists. We got some good heads on our shoulders. We're all learning shit still. If you're not learning shit still, then you're probably not keeping the vibe. You know what I mean? This is all a learning experience. That's why I'm making this commitment, man. Every Saturday for an hour, boys. I'm going live. I gotta get my wife on board somehow. We gotta get her. We gotta get her big co-host or editor or moderator or something. Swamp Music Militia. And whoever knows the Swamp Radio, I can shoot promos for them. And I got people down in Florida. I don't know exactly what part, but they're down in Miami, I guess. But tell them hit me up. I can do some exclusive stuff with them. I can shoot some promos. We can get some theme music going on, man. That's cool. It's cool when you got a radio station riding with you, no matter where they're at. And we need to do more of the college radio stuff. And we're working on. I want to get a Halloween show going, guys. So let's drum up for the Halloween show. I've been talking to. All right. I've been talking to Jason 13. He's he's been in this game a long time. He knows a lot of people. He sent me a video. He was in the same spot as Yellow Wolf when he was shooting shooting one of his videos recently. So dude has some connections. He's in a regroup phase where he's working on a lot of stuff, and he's wanting to do 4 live shows over the next couple months. I'm going to be in talk with King Kush about getting some live shows. And also I've been talking to the Owensboro homies about shows up in Kentucky. So if y'all are interested about traveling up to Kentucky with me, man, we can do like some team effort shit up in Owensboro. I got connections in Louisville. I got connections in Nashville. you know, I'm more than happy to hit up, you know, these East Tennessee guys. We can get together and really promote some shows and make them bigger and get the name out there for us, because this is what I want to do. If y'all, you know, anybody that's riding with me, I'm gonna do the best I can for y'all and y'all, and make the whole community better. And you know, I don't expect nothing from it, any one of y'all, but from what I see from experience and from experience and working with any of y'all that I've already worked with, is that we can do this, man. We can do some dope music for real. Swamp Music Mafia, I like that. Um, you know, we can make a change, man, and we can show people you ain't got to be fucked up while you do it. You can come back from being fucked around, man, at the lowest you ever been. You know what I'm saying? Uh, like I said, 7 years ago, I wouldn't have talked to myself, and now I'm trying to make sure other people know about my mistakes so they don't make them themselves. You can't make a horse drink water. We know that. Yeah. All right. Well, I love y'all. Tell your friends about this. Tell them it's boring in the beginning. It gets better. Whatever. I'll work on the quality. I'm going to do some research this week how to make this a better show and more interesting and all that good jazz. And we'll give more of a warning and a heads up. I know 10 a.m. could be early for some folks, but I love y'all. Have a great day. We're going to do birthday party over in Columbia at the bowling alley. We're gonna do the golf carts and the putt. So family time, baby. Swamptree signing off. We'll see y'all Tuesday night.